Well. It looks like perhaps the fix is in. Now, obviously, this is just my opinion based on, well, what it looks like to me, like a dude is asleep. Last night, there was a exhibition, which even Floyd Mayweather would tell you is legalized bank robbery. Floyd Mayweather, not to take anything away from his skills, certainly knew how to pick them. You don't have a career extended that long with no defeats by accident. A lot of fighters he avoided at the prime of their career, and good for him. Look, seriously, even Floyd would say that. Like, you can't feed your kids with legacy. And the dude is relatively unhurt in his 40s, which only a small percentage of boxers could claim. And he's one of the richest men on the planet. So the idea that he was going to go full bore against Logan Paul was always fiction to me. Now, of course, I would not have recommended or co-signed paying whatever it costed, $50 or whatever, to watch that fight. You know, a lot of people came out afterwards saying, oh, it was just an exhibition. What did you expect? Well, yeah, I guess you're right in that way. But there was a lot of money, a lot of bets placed on a fight that, in my opinion, looks suspicious. And there's already over a dozen articles today as people are breaking down footage and calling foul. Here is an article from the New York Post. Knockout conspiracies emerge after suspicious Floyd Mayweather-Logan Paul video. The exhibition match between Logan Paul and Floyd Mayweather on Sunday, that was a farce for many reasons. But a clip from the fight suggests that it may have been fixed. Now, I can't play the clip probably, but I will tell you there is a moment in the clip where it is very clear to me that either Logan Paul has gone limp and is resting his eyes for a minute while Floyd Mayweather appears to hold him up, or he got knocked the F out. With a few seconds left in one of the rounds, Paul lunged at Mayweather and missed. The boxing champ countered with a swift punch to the side of the YouTuber's head. After the hit connected, Paul appeared to go limp. I've seen the footage. I would agree with that take. You're going to have to look for yourself. It's out there. Instead of letting him fall, Mayweather appeared to hold him up off the floor, preventing a knockdown or perhaps a knockout. The round ended shortly thereafter, and Paul was able to stay upright for the rest of the fight, with the end result no decision, of course, since it was an exhibition anyway. This is still one of the greatest moments of my life. I'm happy, Paul said after the fight. You never knew with this guy. I'm going to go home thinking, yo, did Floyd let me survive? Yeah, he did. Because Floyd is above all a ruthlessly good businessman. I'm not a boxing aficionado, but I do respect his class and professionalism. To me, one possible reason he could have allowed him to stand is because he wants to fight his brother and make another $50 million. I think Logan Paul got paid $20 million to get hit a few times, and Mayweather got a huge payday. That said, the clip has led to many suggests the match could have been fixed to last all 8 rounds. Perhaps each, quote, boxer had an incentive to keep the match clean and go the distance for future bookings. It was not possible to bet on the fight in the U.S. due to being an exhibition match with no official decision, but those in the U.K., Mayweather was a minus 700 favorite, according to the Action Network. Those who took odds may be upset with this video. You can see this. Like a carnival, everything, this is some comments. Like a carnival, everything was prearranged, with social media crowd willing to plunk down money to be entertained. Want a pure fight? Don't have Logan Paul earning $20 million. Have a 95% of gate receipt, PPV receipt, go to the winner and 5% to the loser. I'm sure that Floyd could cut me up if I decided to mix it up with him, but for $20 million, I'd have no issues with it. asked me to do it for a minimal payout alongside the humiliation of exposing me as a fraud, and Floyd makes gravy out of me instead of 2 rounds with ease. People fall for this farce with the superficial public thinks there's legitimacy here. Floyd brought the cachet. That's what attracted the eyes. Logan Paul is very rich fraud and a smart snake oil salesman. Yeah, I mean, ultimately the fix, in my opinion here, isn't necessarily to say that, like, oh, he's as good as Floyd Mayweather, or that, he won, but to make sure that Logan Paul gets paid another $20 million to fight another over-the-hill boxer. You could see, of course, this fight was fixed. All exhibitions are. You really think Mayweather couldn't put away McGregor a few years back? He toyed with him to make more money for that event and future events. This is a non-story. I guess, like, it's weird. It's weird to me that people seem okay with this. I suppose, this is probably an interesting way to sell the sport. There are real boxers out there, for sure. You could see the Floyd Mayweather versus Logan Paul fight made everyone mad, from boxing fans to Canelo Alvarez. Now, Canelo is real. He's a real deal. While a boxing bout by definition, the Floyd Mayweather-Logan Paul fight took place Sunday night, was missing a ref, judges, a ringleader, elephants balancing on a beach ball. The boxing goat and the internet celebrity went 8 rounds of clinching fun for a cool $50 on pay-per-view. No winner was declared. You can see this tweet. Floyd accidentally knocked him out and held him up to keep the show going. 141,000 likes. Pointed critiques of the fight game and dumb way to spend money aside, mixing these ingredients made for a disastrous stick of boxing dynamite, blowing up in a bad way, which people should have seen coming. Given the antics leading up to June 6th, Mayweather's nickname is Money after all, and Paul made insane amounts of cash by doing, well, whatever it is that he does on the internet. With all that in mind, nearly everyone who tuned into last night's circus was left unsatisfied and unentertained, from fight fans up to the boxing great Canelo Alvarez. You see, this is how it went. It's obviously went down. Logan Paul played Mayweather. Yeah, Logan was hugging it up a lot. Floyd Mayweather, after having a cuddle session with Logan Paul for 30 minutes, stacks of cash. Mayweather and Logan Paul after scamming the whole world after their fight. Yeah, I mean, if you paid for this, I guess ultimately, if you told me you were entertained by it, then I don't really have any, I'm not going to tell you should feel bad, but it sure seems like, God, I really want to play this. There's a moment where it's a clean hit, and Logan Paul does go limp, in my opinion. You see here, that's why during the fight, there were a few moments where you couldn't help but wonder if Mayweather was holding his punches and even physically holding up Paul from a knockout finish. There was one moment in particular where Paul seemed to go limp and Mayweather hugged his opponent, apparently keeping him from falling to the mat. Did Mayweather knock out Paul, and did Mayweather do his best to prevent the fight from ending by holding up his opponent? You can be the judge. Here's a look at the moment. And then, of course, what an embarrassing exhibition. I guess it can hide behind the fact that, yeah, we always said it was an exhibition, blah, blah, blah. But it wasn't built like that. It was built like a real bout between these two. And I don't really care. You could see Mayweather nailing Paul with a right hand on the ear causes Paul to stumble into Mayweather, who seems to hold him up. Mayweather presumably wanted to help him across the finish line. No winner was declared in the fight, though Mayweather landed more punches and outboxed Paul in the bout. Exhibition bouts are nothing new in boxing. Muhammad Ali fought pro wrestling legend Antonio Linoki in an exhibition fight in the 70s. After all, the blatant cash grab nature of these fights isn't exactly becoming of the sport. In the end, Mayweather and Paul knew exactly what they were doing, playing fans for suckers in an 8-round fight that amounted to nothing more than a massive payday for both combatants. After all, Money said as much after the fight. Quote, Money at the shows by his name. He says here in this clip, "When it comes to legalized bank robbing, I'm the best," Mayweather said. No lies detected there. I'm torn because, some people, like even Mike Tyson, has come out and said that these clowns boxing are actually good for the sport because more people are talking about boxing. That may be true, but the question at the end of the day is like, is that what you want to be known as? To me, it looks, the evidence is obvious. I'll you know, I can't link to any of these articles, but because you know, I'd like to remain on YouTube. It's funny because me exposing what looks like a clear setup is going to cost me my channel, but them taking everybody's money, I would demand a refund if it were me. It looked very obvious that yes, it was an exhibition, but there's a difference between exhibition and theater, and that's what this was. Hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.